Welcome back to Team Spirit against Virtus.pro, and game one, VP looked incredibly strong. Team Spirit a little bit lost, Waga.
Yeah, Team Spirit didn't feel like they were doing too many moves or activating on the map, and yeah, I can hear the ambulance coming. Still, best of three, they have a chance to turn this around, but game one, I think their offlane got shut down too hard, and they just couldn't make plays around it. Normally, your offlane hero is the one you want to play around a lot as your mid laner, you know, pair up and try and make moves, go and do something while your carry is just hitting creeps. Because in that game, they needed to make moves and create space. Yatoro didn't really have a good start, but if your carry doesn't have a great start and your offlaner doesn't have a great start, then it's so much pressure on your mid. And I have to say, man, Laurel just didn't really look that clean in that game. There was a moment where he died to a doomed Beastmaster while being Storm with 500 mana and different tools to save himself, like Lotuses. What's happening? It feels like they're just not really there yet. Like I said it last time, they don't really look fully awake yet. Team Spirit, I expect more from them.
Yeah, they've got to activate beast mode now to try and scramble whatever victories they possibly can in this series. Do you think there's going to be big changes in the draft? Like we talked about the double core pickup from Spirit in the first phase with Doom and Storm. Was that exploited by VP, or was this like outplays in the lane stage into mid game?
To a degree exploited perhaps, but overall I think VP just had a better plan within their own draft, right? They didn't necessarily exploit what Team Spirit did, but just had something nice cooking for themselves. Sure, the top lane, the CK plus Silencer, did really well against the Doom, so you could say that revealing the Doom early made it tough for him, but Doom is also a very strong hero that is usually worth picking in the first phase. He's still, you know, in this game as well, banned out in the first phase. 100% ban pick rate. You can't really blame the Doom pick either. I think VP just outplayed them. The execution was great. Their itemization was fine, and I also think that their moves, especially on FNG, were really good. He had massive impact that game.
Yeah, throwing blood grenades and arcane curses all over the place, ganking mid, and catching out that Storm when he was still level 5. And we will have a little bit of a change in the bans. You know, first game we had Undying Spirit Breaker banned by VP. That's the same. Doom banned by Spirit, like you said, leaving this Magnus Techies, which they banned in the previous one, still open. And of course, this Pugna, Storm, Kotl, TB, whoever it may be, available for that first pick phase 2.
Yeah, a lot of options here, and a lot of options for what you want to target as Spirit right now. You could leave everything on the table kind of and just say, okay, we'll get, you know, 2 of the heroes our way, but you got to be careful. And after the game they just played, that Beastmaster looked pretty damn good for VP. There are ideas though. You could slip the Beastmaster to VP and then counter it with an Ench. You can try and play counters. They're gonna ban out the Medusa, so not letting one of the most solid carries through. There's that beast though.
There's the big man. So now, what are your expectations? Pugna Storm, Kotl TB, something completely different, Lich +1?
Ench Bloodseeker.
Oh,
calling it. That would
like
be
that.
That would be the reaction here, where you just make Beastmaster sad, make him unable to play. Ench can invade and mess with his ancient stacking as well. You can play a +5 or +4 if you want, it's up to you, but Bloodseeker, insanely good hero at laning against the Beastmaster as well. But they're gonna go with Techies. Obviously, if you don't take it here, then Techies Beastmaster is a very popular combo as well, so VP would be happy to take it. We'll see what they line up as their second pick here on Spirit, if they want to go for the full offlane, or if they're gonna reveal a little bit from either lane here. I would be happier to see them pick a safe laner, since you already know there's an offlane Beastmaster.
And grab the Yatoro TB or something, or the Juggernaut, or the Bloodseeker, like you called for. So they do go for one of the options.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go for the Ench as well, but the Bloodseeker against Beast, I think it's one of the better heroes for shutting him down. Great against a lot of the offlane heroes in the current patch. And the hero just feels absolutely amazing. Overall, his popularity is on the rise, and I have to say, the Aghanims from Bloodseeker, it's nutty, man. It's wild nowadays. You don't go for it early, but you can go back for it when you have like 3 items, and oh boy, it is way strong. It is way stronger than it used to be. Thinking back to the fact that it used to be only Blood Mist, you used to do unmitigatable, if that is a word, damage to yourself that you couldn't resist, and it did less damage, and that was like it. And now you have a barrier that you get. If it was only the barrier, it would already be better. But then you have the Blood Mist still as well.
Yeah, it's like one of the few things that we've stolen or copied from League of Legends that's come in and felt good in Dota 2. The barrier for the overheal.
It's unique. It's unique, Garrett.
Oh, Pugna, the pickup from VP. They're going to give themselves a decent lane there if that is your Pugna Beastmaster. Lots of spam, and that Pugna's ability to kind of chip away at the enemy safe lane. What do we want to ban anything here to protect anything, or are we just going to be looking at meta bans?
Probably pretty meta stuff going to be happening here. I think Team Spirit will start banning out safe lane heroes that they feel match up well against Bloodseeker, but also would be annoying for their offlane hero. And VP gonna target out that offlane, obviously, banning out the Underlord first, kind of signaling maybe they want to go for some form of illusion carry or high stat carry. But it's also just good to ban out the Underlord when you have Beastmaster on your team, because he gets controlled really hard.
Yeah, and like you said, it's like laning partners with his techies as well. So probably looking at these Underlord, Magnus. I mean, Collapse's potential hero pool here is going to be whittled away pretty heavily. In the end, who are we going to have laning with the techies?
I would be happy to see Collapse playing Axe again. Not saying it's a good game for it yet, but I feel like he has good understanding of a lot of these, you know, heroes that are similar to Magnus, which he's known for, right? His big trademark hero. But it's gonna be banned out. Don't get to see the Axe. Says VP say the same thing. You know what? I think you play a pretty good Axe. So he's not gonna be allowed to have that. A lot of focus towards him here. Spirit have to really think what they're gonna be able to get their hands on.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation. And Team Spirit, Storm Spirit already out.
Yeah, they have pretty bad lockdown right now is the downside for Team Spirit, having Bloodseeker and Techies. Obviously, you get a bit of silence, get Rupture as well, which is nice from Bloodseeker, but Spirit heroes are very good against what they have right now. So, would be entirely surprised to see them even removing Void Spirit as well, possibly. Depends what they want to put themselves on that mid lane.
Yeah, honestly, thinking back over the other tours, I would definitely put Lal and Squadix in the same boat in terms of starting off as pretty fresh new players in the competitive scene with 2 or maybe 3 heroes as their pool of heroes. They were different heroes for sure. Squadix was mainly like Storm, Ember Spirit, while Lal was like DK Pango, but they both started really expanding and spreading out. And looking at game 1, I would still say Spirit have to respect that Void Spirit of Squadix. But for now, Queen of Pain, another one Squadix has looked incredible on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Squadix on Void Spirit last game was it was very clinical. He knew exactly when he could go in and get kills, and he did it within, blink of an eye. He saw someone and realized, you're dead, kill them really fast, and then got out before any questions were asked. And I think it's a hero that you have to respect, but obviously any form of high kill potential heroes seem to be what Squadix enjoys playing the most on mid. Plays those bursty type spellcasting heroes. But Spirit, maybe Team Spirit will go towards something like an Invoker mid even, lean back on that if they can get an offlaner with good control here. Obviously, some are being banned out already. Wouldn't be too outside of their pool.
VP going these steps ahead, thinking, okay, well, if we don't ban the Magnus, we can kind of let him have it. That's all right, but we don't want him to have Darkseer or the Axe. I'm trying to plan ahead.
I think he's happy to get Magnus though. If he could get it for himself, there's a chance that VP themselves are gonna take it though. When they don't ban Magnus here, I feel like it could be their carry. It could be a hero that they just snag for themselves. Don't let Team Spirit have, because Team Spirit, if you have Empower and Bloodseeker, you're very happy. And Collapse playing it, we've talked about it before. Obviously, he's pretty much the best, known as the best on Magnus. Or among the best.
Where are the player cams? Show me FNG's grin from ear to ear. You've banned my silencer. Okay, fair enough.
Spirit have the pick first, actually, so they could go for it themselves here.
Steal the Void.
10 seconds remaining.
Grab the Magnus.
Yeah, I think Magnus feels more natural. Remaining. Void Spirit does have some heroes that you can pick into it that are not bad. Okay. they go for the support instead. So a waiting move, you could say. And Oracle, great for saving people against Beastmaster, also pretty good for protecting against Pugna, whenever Pugna is used aggressively.
Kind of incredible with the Bloodseeker's heal as well, with that false promise.
10 seconds remaining.
Always at full HP.
That's true.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, VP. Double pick time. They've been very methodical and deliberate with their draft, it feels like. They're not making any rash decisions. Quite often we see these teams have an idea in their head and just snap picking it no matter what. This Oracle pick making them think twice about maybe what they had in mind.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a hero that's not too common in the current meta, but is a good reaction to what you see here on Team Spirit would be to take SD. You can get the SD ulti to slow down the Bloodseeker. You can remove the Taser even when he has the shard if he puts it on someone else. And Oracle, you can also remove his debuff and remove the heals.
I like this Oracle pick even more now I start to think about it, because VP had the opportunity here to go Bounty Tinker,
Virtus.pro.
which is something that they did in Tour 2 a hell of a lot. And then you have Oracle to dispel off track, to save people, keep them protected.
True.
Go with Terrorblade instead.
And then Void Spirit again. Run it back. Void Spirit against Oracle Techies. Yeah, I mean, they have some form of control for him, but not that great. And I think VP are probably pretty happy with this. They do reveal the TB now, though.
10 seconds remaining.
Spirits, they have 2 core heroes to try and solve this.
5
Underlord
seconds
not going to be available, even though he would have been a good hero against the TB. It's a bit tricky how you want to address this.
You were calling for the Zeus in the previous game against this Pugna. Are we going to see the LOL Zeus against TB Pugna?
Zeus against TB is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. The downside is, though, I'm not sure the Zeus can lane against Void Spirit, but he probably does alright. They go Comfort instead. They say, okay, we're just going to take the Pangolier here, get a nice matchup that we know we can play out on the mid lane. You get some control later on. But I've mentioned this before. I've called this before. Pango against Beast plus TB. You know what can happen, Gareth. Simple roar into TB, just right click. That Pango can disappear faster than you'd expect.
Yeah, it really can. Just disappears to it. VP. Again, I'm just really liking this process of drafting that FNG's got himself locked into. It feels... Just looking at these 4v4 heroes, I would go VP every time. Of course, we still have a couple of bans and then one pick apiece to come. But we're looking at this thinking we need a collapse hero still for the very end. And there are 2 bans to cover him. Whereas VP, they just need an FNG hero. Or a position 4, if that Pugna wants to swap lanes and move things around.
I think it could be a POS 4 hero, maybe, but depends. Pugna doesn't trade that well against Techies. Usually POS 5 Pugna wins lanes by trading hits, by being fast and having long range. Techies has more damage and longer range than the Pugna, so you don't really win that way. And Techies is also pretty fast, so it's tricky to win that lane. I think you put off-lane Beast and Pugna here, and then look for a POS 5.
Okay. I was just wondering if we would see, the Ench or the Skywrath Mage, even like a Mirana coming into play. But yeah, I guess if you're looking at it that way, keep that FNG here till the end.
Probably don't want to play Mirana into the Bloodseeker as well, though. That can be tricky.
We saw that.
Tricky at times, but I wouldn't be against them picking perhaps the AA. It's a little bit tricky to play, but they do have Roar to set up. You can throw in the AA ulti to prepare. Ban out from Team Spirit, banning out the Lich. I like that as well. It could have been, it's simple, but it could have worked really well.
Spirits turn to ban.
And a Morphling ban.
Oh, so they're expecting this is an offlane Bloodseeker. Interesting. They think it's offlane Bloodseeker Techies, which is definitely very possible here. Bloodseeker can offlane. I didn't really contemplate that even, but good point by VP here that this does not have to be a hard carry at all.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
can swap things up. I guess they're covering their bases, ban out Magnus and the Morphling.
Yeah, exactly. They're not sure what's happening, but they don't want to play against Morphling. It's just Morphling against TB is very nasty, and when he gets Aghanim on Morphling, you have to have Lincolns on TB. It's super annoying because he can just use that Aghanims, and it's easy to use too because you can use the Morphling Aghanims on an illusion, and it targets the real TB, so he loses stats. So you still need to go Lincolns, even though you're not showing your main hero. It's super annoying.
I don't know, that Morphling band now has reminded me of the old days of offlane Morphling, where Ice was playing Tranquil
Stun
Soul
gun?
Ring Yules with the stun duration, yeah.
Yeah, stun gun morphing. Oh, that takes me back to the offlane while pulling Ancient Camp, I think. Stunning the creeps into the creep wave, and then you like pulled to the Ancients by using
Yeah.
the adaptive. Yeah, that was some shenanigans, man. Dota players so
Spirits turn
nerdy.
to
So
people.
nerdy.
Enchantress.
Ench coming out. Okay, so Ench is gonna be their final support here. There's a lot of good stuff to dispel right now. You have the Pango Shield Crash, you have the Oracle W, the heals, you have the Techies Taser, even the Blood Rage. So Enchant has
10
good value here.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff. And again, it's like a flex
5
here as well. Like
seconds remaining.
you're saying probably Pugner going to be going off lane because he doesn't want to be trading at Techies. Is it going to be FNG Enchantress, right?
Probably, yeah.
Choose your hero.
And then it's going to be a Primal last
Okay.
pick, so that should be their offlaner then. It's going to be Collapse on his Primal Beast. Going to be running that. Probably going to go for the double boot strat as Yator is taking up the Bloodseeker here. And indeed, it looks like FNG is going to be playing on that Ench.
I mean, I don't know, just looking at it, it feels like this is a squad draft that Team Spirit, they could look very good on if they're the ones that come out of laning stage well. They have the vision, they can start fights, they've got lots of ways to chase, collapse on people, gap close with all these heroes and speed and maneuverability they've got. But I do worry if it goes the other way, where VP can decide, where and when they're fighting. I feel that they're stronger overall.
Yeah, I like VP's draft a little bit more, but I'm gonna give a little bit of emphasis here. The Collapse has a really cool Primal Beast set. Chat can't see it yet, but when we get in game, he's got that strong-looking Primal Beast. Maybe he's strong enough, Gareth, to take this game on. I think it did provide him with a bit of good lockdown disable here and a lot of AoE damage against the Terrorblade. So I think Team Spirit, they're in a better spot than last game, and it's just about how they play it out now.
Execution is king. I mean, Techie's also with a pretty cool set, the Mad Max, with all the mohawks and spiky hair. But before we get ourselves into game 2 to see how things go, EGB, quick video from them.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And off we go. VP, one game to the good, and it's best of 3 already as they face off against Team Spirit. And early days for both of these squads, only having played 1 or 2 series so far. And the odds reflecting that much closer than some of these other matches we've had. 2.5 to about 1.5 there. Still favouring Spirit though, as they are the upper dogs. VP still the underdogs, the upstarts. Trying to steal away wins.
Yeah, we call them the underdogs, but they did dominate Game 1 in a really strong way, and obviously they have a lot of really good players on their team as well. It's just we hold Team Spirit to these high expectations, but so far, man, we've seen them play 4 games in the DPC season so far, and I haven't really seen them shine the way I expect them to.
Battle.
And they're still trying to get in the groove, figure things out. Already early on, Team Spirit come across and block every single bloody camp imaginable. Ancients and large camp gone, but that Radiant Observer Ward saw them leaving.
Yeah, so they have awareness that they invaded, and they also saw them leave without the sentries, so they have full information what happened. They also got a nice little D ward on the mid lane, and now contesting the runes.
Man, I saw this Observer Ward placed up here by Maposhka as well. Noticed. And FNG. Going to take the bounties, so 2 for 2 to start things off. Maposhka going to get the D ward up on that little cliff top, and he's going to realise, oh god, I saw us coming.
Yeah, that's a little bit tough. So we see the matchups here. Of course, mid, we got 2 universal heroes, the Void Spirit against the Pangolier. Definitely a Void Spirit favored lane, I would say. Void Spirit is quite heavily favored in this. I would say at least 60-40. We'll see how execution is going to be. Silence, of course. We got that Bloodseeker plus Oracle against Beastmaster and Pugna. Definitely a lane that has a lot of burst here, the Pugna Beasts, with the Blast and the Axis.
Now you're going to have to see how these supports can transition out of the lane and maybe guard up some of these runes. Oracle and Techies. You know, in patches gone by, you would say these are not rotating heroes, but you know, of late, we've seen people do it anyway. You just have to make sure your positioning is good, get your spells out, and try and guard water runes and active runes in particular. Make sure Void Spirit doesn't have free time.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to move from lane to lane as well. You can just move in for the 6-minute rune. Other than that, use your gateway, the twin gates, to get to the other lane. Techies is a great hero to go behind the enemy lines. So really fantastic hero for rotating. But for now, I think we're just going to see them play out the lanes and see how it's going to play.
And drag the waves around. Mess with equilibrium a little bit there. Beastmaster gets a bit closer to his tower. Collapse doing the same thing down bottom with a pull from Mira. And that mid lane so far, yeah, 9-2, 7-0. Squadix, a slight lead.
Yeah, looking fairly even for now, though. Not too much of a difference.
Both have damage mitigation as well. Resonant Pulse versus Shield Crash. Aether Remnant and a few bit of hits from Squadix. Lol does have the Swash to fall back on. But this is one of those situations where Bloodseeker's laughing. Yeah, everybody low HP. I can start sprinting around.
Exactly.
Causing a bit of havoc.
Yep, he is a hero that thrives on the aggression on the side lanes. That's why we see as well Techies continuously laying into the TB or the Eng whenever he's able to. But they're fighting back. They use the Metamorphosis as well to try and do as much damage as they can. Not that they're buffing up anyone on the side lanes, but Techies jumps in.
Yeah, and onslaught forward from Collapse, looking for FNG. Does get the kill. Mira trying to skirt around the trees, but the Terrorblade is there with a reflection and this Metamorphosis. Getting some good damage onto him. Chipping away at Collapse as well.
Ultimately a support for support, but Kirtik getting that kill is probably very happy on his TB. Got some value for his meta, because meta was going to run out in just a little while. Now at least he got a kill during it.
And FNG just stacking up blood grenades. Chuck these at the enemies as often as possible. And brings out a couple of items that his TB wanted from Fountain. And Techies really is just constantly annoying. Up at top, Miposhka just trying to hold back the Pugna, trading blows reasonably well, but when the axes come in from long range, the Beastmaster is so good at kind of joining that additional 1v1 fight from long range.
Yeah, definitely. And for now, though, Bloodseeker is doing a great job. He has the early upgraded stick, so he has 15 charges on the magic stick here. And while Beastmaster has done a lot of harassing with his axes, a lot of that is just mitigated by the heal bottom lane. He goes down to another jump.
Yeah, an awful lot of damage from these level 3 heroes from Team Spirit down bottom. A lot of gap close. I guess it's kind of a surprise effect as well. Both can be hidden by the fog or waiting. And just for that moment to strike.
Yeah, they reach you from so far away. Very difficult to stay in a safe position there.
What even is the range of Blast Off?
What is it, like 1200 or something? 1000? I don't know.
I can't see it on the tooltip. Yeah, something like that.
I think it's like 1000 cast range-ish. I mean, it's longer than your attack range.
Yeah. That's for sure. Oh, Kirtik. Raindrops, 1 charges. Probably not going to be the hero that dies. FNG just sacrificing himself very often. And things picking up a little bit in the mid lane. Pango getting some good damage onto Squadix. Both of them towing that line, getting very low.
Yeah, this is the race to level 6. Whoever gets level 6 first has a big edge in this lane.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Lal just trying to keep that pressure on. And a nice little move again by Team Spirit, just to keep that wave in front of their tower. Makes things more uncomfortable for the TB with that longer lane to chase with the onslaught and the blast off. We need to have some pulls back by FNG to try and drag this wave away.
No. TB doesn't want to give all these creeps away for free here. Sticks around to try and get some denies on the tower.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So why doesn't... Oh, hang on a second. They're just going to go in on him. Blast off and trample there. Mira does die. Kirtik staying alive. The raindrops and the 1 charge is enough to keep him alive. And Collapse dies to an FNG double kill.
Oh, he stays alive. The grenade, not enough. He's out healing it with the regen. He would have died 100% if the onslaught connected there. He missed the 95 damage extra from the onslaught. And because of that, TB survives, stays alive here, gets healed up, passed a little bit of regen, and he's going to be so happy with that.
Miposhka with a backstab through the twin gate. Sticky bomb, Fortune's End, and that Purifying Flames at level 2 is enough burst damage this time around. Well, I was going to ask you, why is FNG not pulling? And I guess he answered with a couple of kills.
Yeah, I mean, really well played there, and you can see why the Metamorphosis has to be respected in the laning stage as well. It's so strong. He did put 2 points into it for that extra bit of attack range, extra bit of damage, and also Enchantress. Pretty strong hero early on. Yatra now making a move down bottom. They want to get TB again.
Yeah, keep Miposhka down here.
Oh, TB is in danger, maybe.
Daro's Overward. They keep vision on him. Onslaught, Bloodright, Kiratic in trouble with a blast-off landing. Mira gets the kill. Team Spirit are really not messing around with 4 heroes down here, 7 minutes in.
Yeah, that was a terrible death because now he doesn't have his TP when he respawns, and that leaves bottom lane exposed a bit here. Catapult wave as well. Collapse going off to take some big creep. I think he should stay here and just deal damage to the tower and push the creep wave. Use trample.
Yeah, curious. He's not going for it. Respecting the FNG Enchantress with a Centaur.
Yeah, well, probably more respecting Squadix potentially TPing in there. He's worried about getting TP ganked by the mid laner. As Terrorblade is gonna run towards bottom, but maybe farm his way there in the jungle. Looking over at noticed on his Beastmaster in this game, he has ideas of going for the Helm of the Overlord. Doesn't look like he wants to go for the same build as we saw last game with the Aghanim's Rush. Commits to the Helm.
Try and spread that map a bit more. You can definitely open things up for your Void Spirit with a bit of space. Of course, you want that an ability to buy time for your Terrorblade to farm, as Enchantress does get sniped out by both dire supports.
Yeah, a lot of magic burst with level 3 Purifying Flames, and she doesn't have any point in healing yet. Even if she did, wouldn't really be able to out-heal damage there. Bottom lane, Sunder gets used. Keep himself happy.
Yeah, collapse sent back. And line was drawn there by FNG saying, hey, they've got bottom rune. Arcane for Lal here. He's got his Rolling Thunder ready. You've got to be very careful with their movements and where they head next. And Sayo, she's going to scout them. FNG with a Centaur Stomp. Irritating Lal a little bit. I'm still yet to see Squadix really get into the thick of things.
Yeah, for now, not really coming online yet. Just mainly farming. He is doing a good job staying ahead of the Pango. A nice 800 gold lead on that mid lane. But we also see the same kind of advantage in the carry to carry. Bloodseeker is 1,000 gold ahead of the Terrorblade right now, who has left for jungle, but he only has 2 points in Conjure Image. So scaling up Sunder, scaling 2 points in Metamorphosis, he's not going to farm that fast.
I like how this one feels.
Yeah, and he's quite a bit of time. They're going to lose that bottom tier 1, it looks like, as well. And the Centaur nearly kills off the Pango's courier. It'll flap its wings back to safety as Mira tries to line a blast off on and gets it as FNG clipped by the stun, killed off by the bomb. Another freebie pick off there for Team Spirit.
This Team Spirit coming in a way better way into this game than last one. Mid now, looking for a rupture.
Yeah, one Astral Step, Ether Remnant down. But this smoke wraparound from the rest of the team is going to allow the Rolling Thunder to crash onto Squadix and finish him off. No points in Dissimulate, so no real way to escape.
That was very nice because now they can play for that mid tower at the same time as Collapse is working on that bottom tower alone. Leave him to himself. EP scared to show up, and all of EP just now they're the ones looking a little bit inactive on the map here. As Team Spirit are just making moves. A lot of it thanks to Miposhka and how he's running around on his Oracle, just joining these fights.
That's kind of classic TB gameplay, right? You're trying to create this barrier in front of him, protect him while he farms. So you get bogged down in these fights where Team Spirit are the ones choosing when and where to go. They've got this vision advantage, getting on top of people, and playing very quickly from one side of the map to the other. Yeah, now they're up top, aiming for Noticed. Sticky Bomb and the blast off are there from Mira. Slow him down and catch him out. He roars back, but the proxy mines will finish him off.
That was just clumsy. He saw the smoke. They had vision on the 3-man smoke from mid lane, and he stuck around. You saw him turn around there for a little bit of more access. If he just ran, played it safe, he would have definitely lived. And when you have information that the enemy are smoking, you can see it. They smoke under a ward. That death should not happen.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Team Spirit are like, right, we killed top. Let's go back down to mid. Guard our tower. Keep Lal going. With 5 seconds left for Rolling Thunder, they can fight any given moment.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still waiting for some of these primary items for VP to come in as well. Echo Saber on this Void Spirit. Beastmaster. Helm of the Dominator not yet complete. But he does have these ancient stacks to gather up a bit more gold.
TB gonna back out here. Wise choice as Collapse was eyeing him up. Knows that he can't solo kill him, but with the help of his Oracle or Techies, he would be able to definitely bring him down. Stay safe though. I think the Void Spirit Echo Saber, like you said, is going to be very crucial here for him to start going for kills and making moves. He hasn't really joined for anything, just kind of farming for now. But once he has his first item, I expect that he will look towards making those rotations.
Bottom tower is under attack.
4.5 to 1 odds now. Team Spirit getting into the rhythm of things. Like we were saying, gonna look sloppy in some of these game 1s, the best of 3s. Game 2 and 3, they do turn things around.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They gathered up mid. Onslaught from Collapse. Straight onto the Pugna ward. Trying to find out who's in the back as well, but with that Ether Remnant, the Void Spirit slips away from the Pango's grasp.
Nice deny on the ward, but in the end, not too much of a defense being mounted here for mid. However, not the best pushing heroes either on the side of Team Spirit. They do drop some mines here from Techies, and just the power of friendship is going to bring this one down. Orb of Corrosion, giving a bit of minus armor to the tower. All of them just clicking away.
Little by little, we'll destroy our enemies, crush their towers.
Radiant's middle tower.
This is all room for Kiritix on his Terror Blade, though, as he gets
Oh,
to
the
farm in
ancient
his little
stack.
pockets of farm.
Look
You're
at the
right.
ancient stack, they're going to
They're
steal it.
so juicy. Oh, Collapse. Free money for the Primal Beast. Oh, they've got to defend this. Noticed he can't let them get away with it. But
Yes.
I don't know, going up high ground blind is so spooky. Pango and Primal Beast, even the Bloodseeker joining here. It's a 5-man move from Spirit.
That was a big blow to their economy right there, losing all that, losing the control of your own ancients as well, as it's now warded up to clear out the Hawk as well. That was noticed farm. He needed that to get closer towards his Helm of the Overlord. He has the Dominator, but Dominator isn't really that great at 13 minutes. Not the strongest timing, and look at the net worth of all these core players. 6.8, 6.5, 6.2. Great farm for the side of Team Spirit.
Yeah, while we're waiting for primary items on the Radiant, we're already starting to move to secondary ones on Team Spirit. A Diffusal Blade is here for Lal, so he's hit another power spike to play aggressively into the enemy ancients again. And of course, Yatoro finished off his Maelstrom a while ago, so BKB next on the docket for him. Once we get to these BKBs and these huge items coming out from Primal Beast and Pango, things are spooky for VP, who are okay, they've got 2 cores in the Void Spirit and the Terrorblade, but as the game drags out, it's starting to feel like it's just going to be the Terrorblade who can stand and fight. And Collapse,
TB is
he's
here.
moved in onto this Wisdom Rune. TB does come in to battle around it. False promise on Primal Beast to save him a bit of time as he cancels out the life drain on Seosh's Pugna. Now the Rolling Thunder from Lal will arrive, crashing in onto Pugna as well, but Squadix has been able to fight back along with his TB. A double kill for Lal, but 2 kills equally for the other side as well.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
and again,
tower is
they
under
were free
attack.
farming on Bloodseeker meanwhile, so he was just farming an ancient stack. You want to say this was good for VP, and it definitely was. They were behind, so they get a little bit more gold for this fight, and the experience is well worth it as well. But still, they're not getting a clean victory here in the sense that Yatoro is still scaling towards that BKB, and you're not going to be able to take a tower because look at where the fight transpired. It was on your own tier 2 area, so you can only dream about getting a tier 1 tower for this fight.
And try and get out on the map. Try and grab Lal. He's pig-poled up, and he's away from them.
Yeah. Shield
Terrorblade
rune
under
on the
vision.
Void Spirits. The shield rune lasts for so long. I think it's like 75-second duration, by the way. So Squadix can make a move with this rune still.
Just moving into a blank space on the map, sadly for them, though. There's nobody down here. Team Spirit are angling towards the Terrorblade. Might come into contact with FNG first. And Miposhka, he's going to show himself now.
FNG still didn't find this ward. There's a ward on the cliff. The most obvious ward, sometimes the hardest one to find, I guess. As he goes out, clears the ancient block that was also there, but he hasn't removed this ward that just sees the entire triangle.
He's going to have to realize soon.
Is under attack.
Roar,
Lol.
bottom.
Trying to push in onto Seosh, but... Oh, bottom kill as well. Yeah, you're right. Yatoro dead. And multiple fights at the same time. The big one, though, that Yatoro Bloodseeker.
Yeah, massive. Getting 830 gold for that one as they bring down the Pugna, but not getting nearly as big of a chunk of money for that. Also getting some action here for Void Spirit, right? He has to get involved in these kills. He's working on getting a Mad Style next. Get some stats, get some Dispel here. Great game to have Dispel for sure.
Now, and in that mid lane, we had Pango spend his Rolling Thunder to kill off the Pugna. Sayush did that little positioning trick to get pushed to high ground, but still gets jumped on with a swash.
I like how Kiratik is one of those players who like plans his entire life ahead, basically. If you look at his quick buy, he currently has Eye of Scotty, he wants a BKB, he wants a Nullifier, probably has more queued up. We just can't see more. The list has to end there, you know.
So he's just keeping this Yasha as a Yasha?
For now, yeah.
Sayush, oh dear. Team Spirit, again, just playing with numbers, making sure that they have that initiation advantage. Get everybody on top of these supports, as FNG's Enchantress will try and glimmer away, but the Swashbuckle offers so much damage.
Yeah, Swashbuckle, great way to burst down the Enchantress. She doesn't have that much armor, and you don't care about being slow. You just use Swashbuckle for insta attack procs. And she did get one of the D wards there, but there's another ward now on the lane in mid lane that he hasn't found yet. So doing a good job keeping deep vision here on the side of Team Spirit. So far, playing really well around their Pango as well. Does he have an entire Aghanims? He does. Aghanims is coming out.
That's the thing, right? These secondary items coming up so much quicker than VP's. I noticed he's all alone bottom, but it looks like he will get the TP out of there. And very close to finishing off that Helm of the Overlord. But at this point, it feels like Team Spirit just need a kill or two to pop into Roche, get Aegis, and keep this game spiraling out of control.
Yeah, it is top Roshan for now, and they're playing the bottom area, so not gonna get in soon, but they still have their tier 1 tower top as well. I think TV needs to get there, send some illusions on this tower, open up the map a bit, because right now, these towers have to go. Like, you need to get a bigger map so you can actually find space to farm on TV.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Notice, gonna see them all with a Hawk. Oh, there's 5 heroes down here, huh? Well, okay.
I guess I'm not going in there.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to run away then. See you, boys. And that will give the opportunity for actually Pugna to get a bit of chip damage on the tier 1. But now Team Spirit, Rainbow TPs, everybody coming up top.
This is the play for Roche. They're all TPing top, not only to defend tier 1, but also wanting to perhaps get a kill and then maybe go straight into Roche, or just go for a tier 2 push right now. But I think... Oh, looks like they don't want to go Roche immediately.
Yeah, man, Parsley's probably calling, hey guys, I put all these observer boards down bottom. Let's use them. Let's not waste the vision we've got. Get through the twin gates.
Thinks he's safe down here, but wisely only sending his creeps to push out the lane.
Oh, the rest of the VP doing a pretty good job setting base camp up. And the enemy agents near that mid tier 2 and getting some pressure there.
Yeah, this pressure is really great. Everyone TP top before, so they can't really TP mid. This is a really good choice to just go and push mid tower.
FNG. Courier sniping.
Oh, he's in danger now.
Just, yeah, pop smokes and break ganks. Oh my
Ow.
god. Oh my god, he's dead.
Wow.
Just a swash into shield crash.
That was a lot of damage that he took right there.
I mean, what is he? 927 HP.
Yeah, you could also say it that way, that he's a, you know, essentially a glorified range creep, but let's pretend he took a lot of damage, Garrett.
Squishy, squishy. I mean, lol. He's getting to ridiculous points of damage now. Mira did get poked out a little bit by the TB and the Pugna. There's some backup arriving.
20 minutes. Could see VP back up here with the TB and try and take their own Tormentor, but we also see Team Spirit wanting to claim that Wisdom Rune. They're making a move over for it.
Yeah, they're clearing out waves so quickly here. Bottom's already pressing onto tier 2. Mid wave destroyed by Collapse, and he pulverizes into this Void Spirit. Just trying to irritate Squadix and hold him around this mid lane while the rest of his team are gathering up their forces.
He just brushes off the damage that he just took. He has the Boots of Bearing Vanguard. He's just chasing him down here. Not really threatening to kill him, but he is very annoying. He has Arcane Rune as well, so could charge him again.
I mean, he's forced Astral Steps, cooldowns. Squadix not comfortable in his own skin.
Collapse He loves this build. The boots of bearing and the face boots. Super fast primal beast doing a lot of damage with trample.
Oh, he does, yeah. And he was doing this even before the upgraded boots for bearing.
That's true.
He's doing this when it still had charges.
Oh yeah, it's so much better now. Having infinite uses.
Yeah, it feels super good.
Dire's top
God,
tower
a blink on Pango. I've honestly not clicked Bloodseeker in a good 5 minutes. What's he up to?
He's got Mjolnir coming out now, so he has the full Mjolnir and he has BKB, and he wants Shard next. Very useful Shard for increasing your DPS, but also looks like he's got his future planned out in his quick buy. Shard, Nullifier, wants a Basher, and upgrade into Abyssal. Sounds good.
Yeah, it does. I mean, things have slowed down in the past couple of minutes. A bit of breathing room for VP to get this Terrorblade off the ground a little bit. And we've gotten into the helm for the Beastmaster. Manta Star nearly done on the Void Spirit. So, VP not looking as bad as they were 10 minutes ago. Or at least the situation doesn't look as bad as it did 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
definitely more chances to fight, and they're going in. Roar the Pango, catch the backlines. Oracle being harried by the Void Spirit. Lyle does get off his Rolling Thunder, though, and a bit of an escape here with Collapse backing him up. Glimmer and a Pig Pole, getting the Void Spirit the distance he needs. And Team Spirit, 4 heroes around that mid lane. They do rebuff the efforts.
Kind of failed attempt there, as they didn't have to use the False Promise, and they still forced out the meta, the Roar, and now this is a terrible time for VP. They're gonna have to try and dodge the damage as the smoke comes out. Team Spirit, they want to put the hurt on.
Yeah, I mean, a 2-minute window for this TB. Pretty massive for Team Spirit. Getting behind them in this top lane.
I think you just break the top area, completely snap this part of the map open, and you're gonna get access to the Tormentor. You can get the tier 2 gold bottom though.
Squadix going for a solo kill on Mira. I don't know what he popped Lotuses and mech and everything. He's back to full HP. And the rest of Team Spirit, they're on the Tormentor. So yeah, stealing that up. Grab a shard. Pulverizing an illusion. Yeah. Nothing VP can do about that.
Illusion can't really steal it anyway as it dies from the AoE damage, but it's going to be shard over for the Techie, so Mira. So he has that available now.
Holding back the push from Enchantress and his creeps. And FNG in the Glimmer Cape, a little bit of safety. Wraps around and breaks the ankles. TP's out from him and Sayush. Ooh, they get out of there.
Good TP. Okay, to be fair, they didn't lose their tier 2 tower top, and they have meta in 60 seconds again. I think VP got away in a pretty decent way for how bad of a situation they were in there. And also, Roshan wasn't taken. So, maybe a power spike timing not really utilized to its fullest here for Team Spirit. I'm surprised they haven't taken Rosh yet with how long they've been dominating the map now.
Yeah, taking their sweet time with that. Just farming creeps and getting all these items up.
Yeah, I guess it's risky against the Beastmaster possibly. You know, the Hawk could always be on you, but it just feels like when you're in the lead, you want to start getting those roaches, not just for the Aegis immediately, but for the next spawn to be earlier so you can get the Aegis and cheese for potential high ground pushes.
It's got to be said, VP doing a very good job with these supports. Like Sayush hiding the trees, cutting waves. FNG's been shoving his little creeps.
Yeah.
And it creates nice little vacuums in behind them as well, where there's open space for the Terrorblade to farm Ancients, not really being contested as heavily as they were previously. Collapse, gonna TP up top, try and put an end to this nonsense. Decret Glimmer counteracted by a Dust. Yeah, core hero carrying Dust. Feels good, man. And Sayush get pummeled down by the Primal Beast with a Pulverize to finish it off.
Gets the slam on him, the solo takedown there. Wait, which one hero got 145 gold for that? Who helped him? Was it
the Warpine Raider neutral creeps? I don't know.
I don't know. Did he have buffs on him from Oracle or something when he TP'd in? I'm not sure how he didn't get solo kill gold for that.
Fight recap doesn't say any other heroes got gold.
Yeah, but it does say that 350... Is it the tower counting as the +1 hero?
The Dire got gold?
I don't know, man. I'm just confused. Yeah, shouldn't he be getting all the gold for himself there?
So one thing I'll point out is Pugner lost 146 gold, which seems weirdly coincidental. That's close to 145.
I
don't know, man.
Well, I mean, that's just death gold lost, but 350 is definitely too little gold for a solo kill like that as well. So it makes sense that it should be about 500 gold for the kill. I'm just curious why he didn't get all of it on Primal Beast.
I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe just Dota tooltips being Dota tooltips, you know. Perhaps he did get all the gold. I didn't click him before and after.
Yeah, just a bit wonky. Oh, hello. They're in on TB. Glimmer Cape, try and get away from this beast and Rolling Thunder. Team Spirit, just 2 heroes there poking at the Terrorblade. I guess they're trying to force him to use Meta or Sunder or something like that.
Yeah, he kept his cool though, didn't use anything, and he is only 600 gold away now from the BKB on Terrorblade. That will be a pretty good power spike. He's still less farmed than the Bloodseeker, and Pango is also staying ahead of him, but Terrorblade does get pretty damn strong when he has Skadi and BKB. Now, finally, it looks like Team Spirit, 26 minutes into the game, they are going towards this Roche.
Finally. Into the pit. Off we go. Yeah, VP just kind of weathering this storm.
VP are just going to push out the lanes. They're just going to try and fix the map a little bit here. Push mid with Lucians, take some push bottom with Enchantress, and use the jungle as much as you can. 27 minutes, so new neutral items to be found. That's a nice thing to try and grab before a possible Aegis push comes in as well. If you can get some items before you get shot out of the map, it's really useful.
Every little helps. FNG, ever the nuisance. Yatra comes in to clear the wave, gets immediately Centaur stomped in that bottom lane. Beastmaster. He's got BKB now.
Oh yeah.
All tying in very nicely for VP. And when we get to this point of the game, 30 minutes in, we're no longer in the laning stage. We're no longer in these, 2v2, 3v3 fights. We're going to get into these head-on-head clashes of 5 versus 5 heroes. And, 5k net worth lead isn't that much. The map control Team Spirit have had and have now isn't overwhelming. This still feels like VP have got an incredible shot.
They have a chance, but yeah, now taking the Tormentor here as well and farming up a little bit to get the shard for Oracle. He tests it immediately, make sure it works. The Reign of Destiny. It is indeed working as intended here. Heal amplification with Bloodseeker is pretty nice, by the way, because obviously Thirst heals you a lot. And you can amplify that healing. If he gets Aghanims for himself later, you can get even more barrier from that.
He's got so many items queued up before that Aghanim Scepter, though.
Oh, yeah.
Abyssal, Satanic.
He just got his Nullifier. We also have Terrorblade with the full BKB complete and 1400 gold. Looks like he's going Daedalus next. I approve of that. You need a lot of damage to carry this game.
We absolutely do. And Collapse goes back up top to show himself on the tower and clear the wave. The Pugna, oh man. The dust comes a little too late. Gets off the Glimmer TP.
You can obviously see him TPing while he's glimmered there, so you know that there's a hero. Just need to dust and grab him, but didn't quite have the range on Primal Beast there.
Lincoln's now up for LOL. Not going to protect him against this Void Spirit and the Ether Remnant, so he has to spend the Rolling Thunder. Well, even going a bit aggressive here.
Aggressive or a little bit upset that he had to waste his ulti. FNG bottom, getting chased here by Yatoro.
Just the fact that Lincoln's was already popped on that Pango, and I don't think he knew where the Beastmaster was, so I was getting a little bit worried about Beastmaster coming in and roaring him.
Yeah, Notice pretends to go up and roar Collapse on top lane, but I don't think Collapse would worry at all, as he has a lot of survivability with a Cloak of Flames, Vanguard, Boots of Bearings, and his face boots.
And a second Vanguard queued.
Yeah. Just buy one more.
More Vanguards. Ottering Core, all completed for the Primal Beast. And into mid lane they go, Team Spirit. Yatro's going to join after his little journey down to bottom. And I've still got this Aegis for 2 full minutes. So tier 2 tower is going to collapse.
There's high ground push. Let's see how they defend.
Go straight up the staircase. VP got to defend. Spend the glyph for now.
Holding. They don't have enough Pugna ward. They're trying to cut the next creep wave. Trying to cut some couriers here as well with Centaur solutions. All kinds of things. But even if they cut the next wave, there's still creeps. Barracks is falling. Melorax is down, almost. very, very close to it.
Dire's top
Yeah, I mean, they're filtering back one by one now. Ready under smoke to make a move. Maybe hoping that Team Spirit swing too hard and go for another lane down bottom. Try and bait them into a fight in the Radiant base.
Still ages on Bloodseeker. Can't really focus him too hard.
tower is under attack. Radiant's
And you've always got to worry about this Miposhka Oracle. Like, he's got Blink Dagger. He's hiding in the trees. You can't find him.
Yeah, he's doing a great job sitting back. It's hard to say who can focus here, because it's very easy for Miposhka to save these tanky carries of, or tanky cores of Primal Beast and Bloodseeker. Can't really lead on any of those. Smoke runs out here from VP as well.
Yeah, so one lane potentially turning into two. Yatra taking a fair amount of damage there. Heal back up.
Doing a bit as well, but they back out. Successfully fending them out of their base, but they did lose mid-racks, so that is a nice advantage being gathered by Team Spirit as they realize their Aegis is timing out, playing very safe, backing out here.
And you can see the line from Yatra, the statement of intent. Cut across the map. Make sure there's no escape. Now, tier 2 top could be an easy objective to claim, but mainly just about pushing in bottom and mid. Keep VP in a defensive posture.
Yeah, VP don't really have too many moves that they can make on the map right now. It's so difficult to defend for them as well against this this high ground siege with Techies kind of generating some space and then Oracle with the blink sitting ultra far back. Really love that choice over a Glimmer Cape, because he would still have to be closer with a Glimmer. Now he can really stay his distance. They smoke up?
No, it's just
Oh, it's smoke on smoke, I think. Looks like they want to smoke on... Oh, they don't... Do they have one on Courier? No, they don't.
No smokes for VP. And just holding out triple observer wards around their Ancients. Try and see what's coming. A Team Spirit. They've got a gem. They see the high ground
Courier
ward.
might get picked off.
Oh, hello. He sees the mine get planted and he's like, oh god, something's going on there.
Didn't buy anything though, didn't lose anything, but he can run over. He's already pinging. He has to go to the enemy secret shop. He needs to get his Daedalus now before they push high ground again. I'm not sure that Team Spirit should be in a rush to push high ground though. They're gonna take the tier 2 tower here and they can steal the Tormentor, but with the way they're playing and scaling, I think they should just wait for next Roshan before threatening too much.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing a pretty good job at kind of trying to force this TB to pop meta in weird positions. Make sure that VP aren't able to just stand their ground and fight, which is what the TB is obviously very adept at doing.
No.
Get the Tormentor. Ango Shard.
They all come back home here on the side of VP. Trying not to show on the creep wave with anyone, really.
But when you're being so not obvious, it kind of becomes obvious, right? No one's showing on the wave, so it must mean something's going on.
Oh my god, he got out a little bit too late. We saw both the roar animation from Beastmaster and the Ether Remnant just barely missing the TP out from Mira there.
Yeah, he's away. I've actually purchased Halberd as well for Mira. Makes life even more difficult for the Terrorblade. Like when the fight comes, TB basically just has to pop everything. Meta BKB, make sure he doesn't get disarmed or stunned.
Yeah, with the Halberd as well. He has to be very early with it, because otherwise just gets controlled up. It will be very difficult for him to deal a lot of damage. And a lot of it comes down to, can he have a lot of illusions auto-attacking at the same time as the roar goes in? And they kind of need Void Spirit to somehow get on the Oracle. He needs to find his way in there. Squadix has probably the toughest job here.
Find the Oracle. Use the Hawk. Get the vision. Well, not long for Roshan fast spawn, and it will be nighttime, dire side, which is why VP are all up here ready and waiting. Let's see if the big man returns quickly.
Yeah, his spawn is going to be 30 seconds. Fast spawn indeed, so that could definitely help VP here as they're holding the area for now. And
Team Spirit not going to give this up lightly.
Yeah, they're running over a little bit. They have the gem, of course, so when they push in, they will remove any form of vision. Hawks, if they can see them. TPing bottom from Kiratic? Coming back again.
Oh yeah, what's he up to? Just go bottom, pop an
know.
illusion out.
Yeah.
He just puts one illusion to clear wave. That's cool.
Yeah. They're coming in now. Primal Beast leading the way.
Roshan alive.
Roll used
Lal,
early.
straight up to high ground. They don't see anybody. He just rolls
missing?
into darkness. Completely whiffs on it. And VP knows exactly what's just happened.
Could be a good time to fight. No Pangle? That's pretty massive.
They drop a die ward.
Two
Double
even.
observer ward. One high ground, one low ground.
Yeah.
Neither of them being scouted yet.
They don't have any
love-
sentries.
I love this position though. A standoff across the Roche pit. Usually it was like river, across the river, you're eyeing people up. Now there's these little high grounds, ramps, valleys to go, and in they jump with Spirit. Looking for Squad X, but he gets away from there. Man to dissimulate. Mirror dropping low. TB with a meta from the high ground. Raining Hellfire down onto the techies. Mirror nearly dead, but saved up a bit by the Oracle. Gets away from danger. Now Spirit looking to turn it around and get back in on top of VP.
They're angling. Look at Collapse. Wrapping around, killing off the Hawk. They still have this vision. These two wards see everything.
And they know they can kind of wait out meta. He's not killing Roche. He's not fighting. Metamorphosis. 15 seconds or so remaining. Team Spirit just happy.
Mid is taking damage as well. This is very awkward. And now with meta running out, they realize, okay, we have to concede this. But 109 seconds meta. If you take Roche quickly here, you can go before meta is up. So this is a fantastic spot now for Team Spirit. A lot of that fight was just one based off vision. Also, the techies, when he did get away there, he did manage to halberd the BKB before the Terrorblade before he used any BKB or anything like that. So because of that, he lived. Obviously, though, even if he died, he probably would not be too happy using his meta and BKB just to kill techies. You kind of need a bigger target.
Yeah, you sure do. And that all started with what felt like a completely off the mark Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter in the end. Now Lal's got it back up.
It was
Aegis for the Bloodseeker.
It was just vision really controlling that fight. There was no vision for VP as they kept killing off the Hawk with the gem, and they had those double wards, and there were no sentries. I think they were just simply out of sentries on the side of VP.
Now they spent them all dewarding their ancients. And triple sentries around that mid and top lane.
50 seconds for meta.
Okay.
Team Spirit should just ball in. They should go immediately here. No hesitation.
Straight high ground. Off we go. TB does have a DD rune. They'll try and make a move on Yatoro. First life gone. Huge damage.
No
But
fault
Collapse
from
has a grab. Void Spirit gets away from it. And Yatoro, this Bloodseeker, he's popped his BKB, but still kind of stuck around this high ground area. Needs the Rolling Thunder to zone away Virtus.pro. VP, they've made their hold. That's it. Team Spirit got to run away.
I think so. That was a little bit slow there from Miposhka, not getting the false promise out there. Didn't
Look at
expect
Squad
burst.
X. Void Spirit's in. Get the grab on Lal. Little ball up to swashbuckle, buy a bit of time. They do make the jump on FNG and slay the Enchantress. Collapse and Lal still frontlining here, but Kiratik, he's got his meta back up in 2 seconds. For now, he's ruptured. Tagged by that disarming shot. And Team Spirit are onto the tier 3, but Glyph is there.
Try to sneak in with a Trickster's Cloak for a Sunder, maybe? He Trickster's up, where he's gonna get healed.
Life Drain tops him up. Range racks being focused. Mira making a bit of a minefield. But VP, I mean, do they just want to go for this with no Enchantress?
Their Roar again. It's just off cooldown now. You could blink Roar, but
There it is. Onto the Yatoro Bloodseeker. The save, though, comes in from the Oracle. TB, BKB mattered, but the Pulverize stops him in his tracks. Make sure he can't kill the Bloodseeker off immediately. Collapse going to get slowed down a little bit, but Team Spirit, they've outlasted this. They're back onto notice. Nullifier slows down Collapse. They've killed the Beastmaster off, and another Rolling Thunder for Lal on top of the TB. Might allow the rest of Spirit to collapse in on him. But Virtus.pro doing a good job at disengaging, separating the team fight. They're still losing their barracks, though.
Rupture again comes out.
Oh, yeah, with a Pulverize. They're going to kill him off. TB's down. Has buyback available, but this one might be called. Beastmaster buys out. Dead immediately after. And Team Spirit running straight over this Radiant base.
Yeah, buyback for what? You don't have meta. If you come back into this fight, no meta, no BKB, there's no way you can fight. You can't kill a single one of their cores. He is going to use it, though, and they have a smoke. I don't really see what you can do here without Beastmaster alive.
Yeah, 4v5.
Formation is unbreakable here from Team Spirit. All of them holding their positions.
The 1-1-3 formation. Oracle behind techies, behind 3 incredibly tanky cores. And Collapse going to show his face straight onto Squad X. Glimmer Cape and a Life Drain. Astral step back to Fountain. And you can see how aggressive Team Spirit can play with these almost unkillable heroes.
Lincoln's being broken over and over here.
And lol. Gleipnir's up a couple of them.
Another smoke. Still though, 30 seconds Beastmaster. 40 seconds for the meta.
Yeah, TB just doesn't feel like the same kind of hero without his real ultimate ability. Ruptured up yet again, so he has to stand his ground, while Squad X has gone a little deep there. Slain by the Pulverize. Tried to find Miposhka in the back, but in comes Yatoro. Sundered out by Kiritich, but that's Terrorblade just going to have to cower in the Fountain while your throne is being imploded by Team Spirit. Fountain diving a little bit, poking away at the Enchantress and Pugna. Mirror lull Yatoro toying with the TV. They're going to roar Bloodseeker, but the throne is dead. GG out. And Team Spirit tying things up in classic fashion, taking us to a Game 3.
Yeah, they bring it back here in Game 2, looking very dominant. Great play overall, and I want to say they did a great job all the way from the early get-go here, playing heavily off the back of Collapse on his Primal Beast. They did a lot of work with him. They moved their supports in a very active way, and this was a pretty farm-heavy game. 6-22, not the most active score at the end, but there were a lot of movement going on throughout this game. And can you believe Miposhka's Oracle didn't die a single time against a Void Spirit, a TB, and a Beastmaster? That's very impressive to me.
That's honestly pretty incredible. Yeah. I mean, there were some decent moves there. Miposhka Mirror just pairing up together, playing into bottom jungle, booting the Terrorblade out of lane very early on. Even that move from Yatoro, right? Bloodseeker came at level 5 to bottom lane through the Twin Gate. They were looking for these laning stage fights, and then they just stopped the game. You know, froze it in time and said, okay, we're 5k ahead. We've got our items. We've got a slight advantage over you. And then they went for, you know, that mid laner Rax, got themselves this 12k lead, really built things up. It was just deliberate, patient, very, very good from Team Spirit in Game 2.
Yeah, they looked really controlled, and I like their draft overall. It worked out really well for them. They, played to their strengths, and they didn't slip up when they pushed high ground. They did so in a great formation. Oracle was just there to save people. There was one moment where they could have used it perhaps before the Aegis popped, but didn't really matter too much. Ultimately, they just backed up, reset, and a lot of times they abused the long cooldowns of the Metamorphosis in this game. It was really, really sad to watch Terrorblade use his meta and then see, okay, we just gotta go. We can't fight anymore. We gotta leave. Let them have Roche. But then they take Roche and push high ground, and you don't have meta, and you have to, again, sacrifice more to just try and hold. Also, a big story is that FNG, he looked great in Game 1, but Game 2 here, on his Ench, he kept dying. He just went down to Pango over and over. Pango just burst him.
Yeah. Much rougher game for VP and their supports, but we'll find out how things end. We've got one more chapter in this story. The best of 3 continues with Game 3 coming up right around the corner.